For how long is she going to play the suffering Sita in her life? There could be a phone being thrown. It becomes a very lethal, deadly combination for such a couple to come together. Chal yaar, kya farak padta, you know? Cheating actually can become as addictive, right, as even alcohol. Hey, I'm Aekta Brahmbhatt, a couples counsellor and a therapist. Today, I'll be looking at some of your favorite shows on Amazon Prime and analyze the couples that we have come across. So some of the things that I look at when I work with a couple is their couple's compatibility, their communication style, their love language, as well as their body language. The first couple that we will be looking at today are Shrikant and Suchi from The Family Man.
आज हमारे ब्रोकर ने हमारे घर का पहला पिक्चर भेजा। आराम से ना मैं दिखा रहा हूँ। दस टावर ए और इसके बगल में जो स्पेस है ना, ये यहाँ पे टावर सी है, अपकमिंग यहाँ पे बनने वाला है। तो फाउंडेशन शुरू हो चुका है, बहुत जल्दी 10 फ्लोर बन जाएंगे। व्हाट? क्या सोची? तो तुम बताओ, तुमने क्या किया? हाउ वाज योर डे? क्या क्या किया तुमने?
कुछ नहीं, मैंने टीवी देखा, फिर खाना बनाया,
ओके,
वापस टीवी देखा, and yeah, tomorrow I have an exciting day of watching television and doing absolutely nothing.
तुम्हारा मूड क्यों ऑफ रहता है आजकल यार? कभी कभी तो मुझे लगता है कि तुम्हें मेरी शक्ल ही पसंद नहीं है।
यार एक अच्छा क्वालिटी टाइम स्पेंड करने की कोशिश कर रहा था और तुम हो कि
Shri, just stop stretching it ना. Why don't you leave it?
छोटी सी बात पे आर्ग्यूमेंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
It almost feels like they are not together in this marriage. He's also not listening to her. He's only hearing what she's saying, but there is no active listening where he's able to create an emotional bond with her and understand exactly what she's going through. And that is creating a lot of conflict in this marriage between the two of them. She's also feeling very unproductive in this marriage because Suchi is a very powerful woman with a lot of substance, and possibly she wants to do something substantial with her life. And when she makes a point about not having that, he doesn't really connect with her when his partner is telling him that I'm not feeling it, like, you know, my routine is so monotonous. He's not able to pick up the cue at all. Looking at their communication styles, Shrikant is clearly very passive-aggressive in his communication style, and with Suchi, there is a lot of stonewalling and defensive behavior. Ideally, if they could be more assertive and express their needs more clearly to each other in this relationship, they could experience a much more healthier and happier time together.
How often
what?
I mean to ask how physically intimate you are in life, you know, generally.
Are you asking how many times we have sex?
Physical intimacy is just not about sex. It's much more. It's an indicator of your emotional bond. Stop looking at sex as taboo subject. You should be able to talk openly about it.
मजाक बना के रखा है यार। This is so childish. इससे अच्छा बेहतर एडवाइस तो फोन पे सर्च मारूंगा, मिल जाएगा मुझे।
Mr. Shrikant, you can become knowledgeable from others' knowledge, but you cannot become wise from others' wisdom.
ये कोट भी गूगल पे मिल जाएगा तुम्हें।
मैंने नहीं कहा ये कोट मेरा है।
मुझे भी कोट आता है। If you and me agree on everything, then one of us is unnecessary in a bench. कभी कभी जीतने के लिए हारना पड़ता है, हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं।
What?
डर के आगे जीत है, जो जीता वही सिकंदर, इसकी माँ का भोसड़ा। We are paying for this quote. Fuck it, I'm not part of it. I'm not part of it. Fraud है ये।
So is this what actual therapy is like, or like?
In an ideal setting, as a therapist, what we would do is establish a rapport with the client and have a therapeutic relationship wherein the client feels comfortable to open up and speak about areas of their life which they're still not comfortable sharing. And that would of course take some time, and we give that space for the client to feel comfortable and relaxed enough to open up about whatever they want to speak about. We don't really probe the client into areas where they are not ready to go. And it takes a few sessions before the clients are open and willing to trust the therapist enough to open up and speak about their lives. The couple dynamics can really change when money comes into the picture, and a prime example of that can be seen in Made in Heaven.
I don't believe you, Adil. I don't believe Faiza went to Nimrana looking for property, and I don't believe she called you.
I made a mistake.
A mistake?
Yeah. I love you. I can't live without you. I'll make everything right, I promise.
This can never be okay. It can be many things, but never
Yes,
okay.
it can. Yes, it can. I adore you. You know that.
So Adil clearly comes across as a narcissistic personality who can go to any lengths to save his own self-image. He doesn't think twice before lying to her. And she, being an empathetic person who's always caring and, helpful, it becomes a very lethal, deadly combination for such a couple to come together. So in my personal experience, I've noticed, that people like these find it, even if they want to change, they find it very difficult to change because they keep feeling, that these temptations keep coming up in their face and they find it really difficult or hard to say no. And the cycle also keeps repeating because sometimes, these personalities get this confidence, I've not got caught so far, I've got away with it so many times. Chal yaar, kya farak padta, So even if I do one more kand, nobody's going to catch me. Cheating actually can become as addictive, right, as even alcohol. So even as much as you want to resist it and say, I will not do this again, the next time an opportunity presents itself, it can become really hard to say no. And unless you're really firm with your boundaries, there is a good chance you could slip again. A movie that really dives deep into the dynamics of infidelity is Gehraiyaan. So let's look into that now.
Lucky people never believe in luck, I guess.
ये सब पहले नहीं था. मैं भी normal से घर में पड़ा हूँ.
Really?
A little worse than normal. क्यों? तुम्हें क्या लगा होगा कोई खानदानी अमीर टाइप का?
No, I guess I just didn't know Tia's type.
What's your type? या फिर वहाँ भी किस्मत का इंतजार कर रही हो?
कुछ लिखा तुमने?
पढ़ लेना यार, एक बारी खत्म तो जाने दो.
I'm getting worried for us.
यार एक बार ये बुक पब्लिश होने दो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. और नहीं हुई तो वो सोल सकिंग जॉब वापस ले लूंगा. तुम्हें अकेले घर नहीं चलाना पड़ेगा. खुश? और मेरी डायरी मत छुओ यार.
बस हटा रही थी यार. Chill.
There's a clear difference in the conversation and the body language that we notice in Alisha when she is with Zain vis-a-vis when she's with Karan, right? The body language with Zain is far more intimate. They are facing each other and there seems to be a lot of comfort even in that conversation. There is this undertone of a flirtatious behavior somewhere. Whereas with Karan, the body language is a dead giveaway about the distance that is already there between this couple. He's almost like not looking into her eye when they're having that conversation. The words that they use for each other, right, imply somewhere that the distance between this couple is clearly growing. Just when the scene ends, he gets up and, kind of tells her not to touch his diary, which is again, an indicator of how there is not enough trust again in this relationship. Now, let's not get it wrong. A lot of times we don't want to speak about how important, financial security is in a relationship. But let's be honest, it does play a very important role. Since that is not established well in this relationship, given an opportunity, Alisha finds it very easy to fall for Zain, who seems to be having the high-end life. So we can notice that this relationship with Zain is somewhere filling in the gaps for what, is missing in a relationship with Karan, which makes it even more enticing and lucrative for her to get into.
I want a life with you, Alisha. Please tell me you want this too.
I don't know, Zain.
What?
I'm just really scared.
Scared of what?
I don't want to get hurt again.
You won't.
But other people will. And it's complicated.
Yeah, maybe they will. But 10 साल बाद none of this will matter. Look at me. एक बार अपने बारे में सोचो. हमारे बारे में सोचो. प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होती भी move away. Just you and me. We start again.
It is basically an equation between two people who know that it's inherently wrong, but how can we make it look right in spite of, it being wrong? Somewhere Zain kind of keeps reaffirming to, Alisha that, oh, but I really missed you, I really loved you. And, that feeling of how much love there is between us somehow makes, the wrong of it seem right. In such a situation where the physical chemistry is so overpowering, it can become hard to make a good decision for you. You can be swayed into thinking that this is the right thing to do, even though you know that it's not. So it's basically the head and the heart battle, right? Where you're battling it out. The heart is luring into one direction, the head is luring you in another. But somehow you kind of justify it because you have just surrendered to the idea that this is what you want from life and this could make you happy.
What would you advise your client in such a situation to do?
I would certainly advise her to kind of follow her heart, but at the same time, watch out for the red flags. Ultimately, if it's something that's really biting into her conscience and she feels that this is really not the right thing to do, then she needs to reevaluate her decision. In my experience, a healthy relationship should definitely have trust. There should be mutual respect for each other. And also it's important that there is an open and easy conversation. So the communication is easy and open between the couple. That can resolve a lot of things. Also, if there is, if the couple feels seen and heard by each other, they feel supported, that can really add a lot of value, for both of them in the relationship. At the end, yes, there should be lots of love. If there's love, then definitely they can overcome a lot of, their own personal challenges and also, their relationship challenges as a couple. I really enjoyed analyzing these scenes today and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you have any questions, let's continue this conversation in the comments below.